Give us 60 minutes and we'll give you Nelson Radio every Saturday from 2 to 3 p.m. on KTLK AM 1150. With 29 years in the mortgage business and an array of top-level guests visiting the show, Nelson is in a unique position to bring you cutting-edge information on real estate, business, finance, and law. If you have any questions for Nelson or any of his guests, give him a call at 888-888-2136. That's 888-888-2136. Or check him out online at nelsonradio.com.
Nelson Radio.
We're in Nelson Radio's Coach's Corner, brought to you by Title 365. Their vision and communication brings real estate refinance or purchase transactions status live right to your computer, your iPad, your iPhone. Listener questions, you can always call us direct. 888-888-2136. That's 888-888-2136. And I have a very special guest with us. A couple of championship rings, world championship rings. I don't have one, but I want to introduce the listeners to Jim Leyritz. How are you, Jim?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing today, Mel?
Good. I'm so glad you could join us and really give us your perspective. Obviously, you've slid on a couple of rings and hoisted the championship banner, but in the face of tragedy, virtually everywhere we turn, how would you coach us on staring on what's right versus staring on what's wrong in our culture today?
I tell you what, it's if you want to look at what's right, is that I would think that the way kids are going after their goals and going after their dreams is a lot more now than I've seen in the past. I think I'm looking at, I live out in Southern California, and I'm looking at some of these young athletes that in different sports that are just so dedicated and so willing to do that extra bit of work. And, growing up, I grew up in Cincinnati, Ohio. I wasn't able to be outside year round and things like that. But watching these kids and, at young ages, making a decision to pursue sports as either a college, scholarship or a possibility of playing professional is really a great thing to watch.
And it's funny, especially in the ranks of baseball, you look at these kids, and I grew up in the sport of tennis, and like you, it was a lot of grit and hard work, but I'm watching these, 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds with mental coaches, personal trainers, nutritionists, weightlifting coaches. That's happening in baseball, I'm certain.
Oh, of course. Nowadays, back when I played, there was not a massage therapist, there was not a psychological trainer, there was not those things that, you would have these meetings hours before to get yourself mentally ready. It's a whole different game now. And like you said, from such a young age, you have these strength coaches, you have these, the mental side of the game. But I tell you what, one thing I will say is that you look at the athletes nowadays in every sport, and they are so much more, I think, advanced than they were when we played, because it is right now all about starting at a young age, thinking that they have the opportunity to be able to, like I said, just go to college, but also possibility of playing professional, that they're preparing themselves at such a young age. I think it's, a lot of times people look at it like, well, it's not good to start at such a young age, trying to, but I always say, no, it's as long as the kids are doing well in school, and school hasn't been put on the back burner, that if they want to excel in sports, or they want to excel in something like that keeps them motivated and keeps them going, I think it's a great opportunity for kids.
Great perspective, especially in the line of sight right now where we have just so many things that are pointing to the negative. And in your advice, look to the future. Look at the young boys and girls that are coming up and their dedication and how they're pursuing things. Great advice. Thanks for being with us, Jim.
No, good talking to you, Nelson. Thank you so much.
Okay. That was Jim Leyritz with Coach's Corner.
Nelson is a licensed lender under the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 331060.
This is Nelson from Nelson Radio, and it's important that we talk about a very serious issue. We had bad lending practices that led to the mortgage meltdown, but now we've got the challenge of deplorable customer service coming out of the meltdown. Bottom line, getting a new loan can be like pulling teeth without Novocaine. I've got the solution. Academy Mortgage and my team are injecting into the industry real performance and real accountability. Here are the facts. Appraisals in less than a week. rate guarantees that can improve if the market goes down, purchase transactions with our market-exclusive close-on-time guarantees, and refinance transactions in as little as 30 days. Who would have thunk? Guaranteed rates and guaranteed performance from your mortgage lender. Call me, Nelson, an accountable loan expert for nearly 3 decades, direct at 888-888-2136. That's Nelson at 888-888-2136, 888-888-2136, or at strongcreditrewards.com.